it. If you haven't already, subscribe to Cade. All right, what's going on in the markets? If we have a look here, OpenSea volume. So yesterday we were 11 million. Wow. On OpenSea, the day before 16, 17, and then 16. Did feel like we were having, a bit of a revival. You really felt those few days.
Yeah, I
and
did.
Now we're back down to 11. If we have a look at everything, because remember, OpenSea is not the only player anymore. We got OpenSea with 11.8 million. Block to Bay, which I actually have zero idea what that is, at 4.1 million, which is quite incredible. Magic Eden, which is mostly Solana, at 3.5 million. X2Y2 has come down quite a lot at 1.7 million. Immutable Swap at 1.5, LooksRare at 500,000, and a few others, Axie Infinity, GameStop, and so on. If we jump onto the stock market, the Ethereum and Bitcoin price. So we saw today that the jobs numbers came out, and there was slightly more unemployment than they anticipated, but not too drastic. And you saw the market cheer, because in the end of the day, it shows that the Fed's moves are working. And we saw the stock market go up, we saw ETH go up, we saw Bitcoin go up, and now all of that has pulled back to pretty much where it was 24 hours ago. So Bitcoin, we're sitting at 19,850. Ethereum, we're sitting at $1,550. And if we jump here onto the S&P 500, you can see that even though it looked like we were going to have a green day, we are now in a red day. And again, we're always looking from a crypto perspective, mostly at technology and electronics. And if we look here, a lot of red going on there. So it's really been quite a bad week for the stock market overall. The whole week we've been down about 1.5% every single day. So that's what's happening on the stock market. Kate, any thoughts?
Man, I don't know. I guess one thing that's interesting is that a lot of people thought we had the answer in the bag as far as the Ethereum merge. They're like, all right, Ethereum merge coming up. That means this, that means that. And as we're seeing, it's not quite such an easy road. It's a whole lot of this. And then it's like, and then it's like, oh, let's go back up. And then Alex Becker says, I'm short-term bullish. And then everyone goes, oh, okay. And then it crashes back down a little bit. Then it goes back up. So, I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, the Ethereum merges is really, really interesting, because first of all, it's the first major step of a couple of steps. So there's still more to do after this, and you're not going to feel an immediate change to it. So there's going to be no difference as far as your gas prices are not going to go down overnight like everyone's thinking, and even so, the gas prices at the moment aren't bad. So I do think that once it listen, first of all, there's the risk that it doesn't go as planned, and they have to pause the Ethereum network, and they have some problems which will really short term affect the price. So that's a risk that you have to factor in. But I sort of think that it's going to be an anticlimax afterwards, and that there's a good chance that we have a bit of a dump afterwards, sort of like your big event, your big birthday or your wedding or your whatever. There's all that hype and all that build up, and then when it actually happens the day after is quite a sober day. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, 100%, dude, 100%.
Cool.
Also, wait. Before we move on, you saw the video I did on Battalion Stick?
I did. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
I'm not talking about it today. It's been covered so much.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely that his balls are in the wrong place. And I completely agree with your synopsis on his shoes and his hat. If anyone hasn't seen Cade's video, it was a really light-hearted, funny video, a different take on Vitalik's penis. So definitely check it out. But yeah.
Well, I'm trying to do that kind of content a little bit, because there's a whole crowd of people who know Vitalik who don't care about NFTs. And in that video, a couple times I referenced why NFTs make sense. It blends in with culture and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's my new strategy, is how to expand my network of people who are coming to my channel. And it's been working. I've gotten more subscribers in the last week after switching a little bit of my content that direction, because it taps into another crowd that I haven't gotten. And it gets people who don't want to know about NFTs to get a little bit, 1% more knowledge than yesterday. And that's my goal over the next 6 months, to get more people who don't care about NFTs to give a little bit of a shit,
Awesome. Awesome. I think it's a good approach. I think you do have to tackle it from different angles. Yeah, and I think it's cool. I think if there's an opportunity, like when we spoke on the Freestyle Friday about Andrew Tate, I thought there was a great opportunity to put out a video just about him, right?
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah, but listen, it didn't get my NFT stuff got a lot more views. But yeah, I'm also experimenting. That's what's nice about this time. You can experiment different things, you know.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So let's have a look. NFTs, what is trending? So we've got Other Deed at number 1 because they dropped a trailer that we're actually going to look at and discuss. So I'm not going to jump into that right away. We've also got RTKFT clone forging, which we're going to discuss in huge detail. I know a lot about it. I can't wait to show Cade and hear his thoughts on it. So we're going to talk about that. We've got a Solana project at number 3, Acid Monkeys. We've got Digi Daigaku.
I hit Daigaku.
Oh my God. Digi Daigaku is the worst name for everyone to pronounce.
It's Japanese, I think.
Yeah. They've pulled, that's why you can pronounce it better than me, right?
Yep.
They've pulled all the way back from, they went, these are the guys that raised that $200 million. We're going to talk about it tonight as well. And they went all the way to 17. They're now back at just under 10. We got Mutants sitting just under 14. We got Bored Ape Yacht Club just under 78. We've got D-Gods has pulled back substantially, just under 748 Solana floor price. But still in number 7 on the chart, which is really bullish. Clone X at 6.6 hasn't really moved that much. Proof at 53. Also, some Proof news came out. We're going to discuss that. So really, almost everything that's in these top projects, we're going to touch on, which is really, really cool. So got lots to talk about. Then we just want to see on Flipstart Finance, just red versus green, to get a bit of an idea. And, the big cap ones are more green than red, still more green than red. So we're going down in floor price, still more green than red. So, that's looking good. The last 24 hours seem to be looking pretty positive. And just a few big ones that I saw, Isekai Meta is up 40% on the day. Pudgy Penguins back to 3.5 ETH. They went all the way down to 2.8. So they've had a nice increase in the last 24 hours. Quirkies up 34% to 0.8, which is quite impressive. I mean, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
Genuine Undead, that 3D pixel art that we looked at previously,
up 50%. Motherfucker.
Imaginary Ones up 35% on rumors that they have got a collab with Hugo Boss. It is just rumors at the moment, but buy the rumor, sell the news. But again, it's not confirmed. But they've jumped all the way from about 0.3 to 0.7 since that rumor has come out. We got Wolfgame having a bit of a resurgence, up 21% in the last 24 hours. Webland, Worldwide Webland, up 30%, which is incredible. Cyberkong's up 22%. So that's a lot of the big gainers in the last 24 hours and some decent gains.
Yeah, for sure, dude, for sure. That Digi Daigaku project, I covered that. They the reason they flew on the charts is because I don't know if you saw all over Twitter. The founder of this big gaming VC thing, they basically went and got $200 million of VC-backed investors in. And so when people found that out and that they were a big gaming conglomerate, he's built games before, people were like, holy shit. And the floor literally went from like 0.2 to 16 ETH overnight. And it was unbelievable because all these influencers got in and sold at 1 ETH, thinking they were making a huge bag. And then it crashed a little bit and then it just flew to 16 ETH, just like the kind of like an Azuki or a Clone X situation. And people are freaking out, but I have a whole YouTube video on that too. Philip, if you want to know more.
And we're gonna jump into it as well. We'll chat all about it. Very, very impressive for sure.